Hi, I am Faisal, and this tutorial is about slope in GIS. This topic is covered under some people call it surface geometry, and it is also classified under terrain analysis. This is one of the subset of terrain analysis described by Moore et al. In 1993. So, how can we define slope? So, let's talk about definition of slope. Slope is defined as the change in elevation elevation is also known as a rise with change with a change in horizontal position. Horizontal position is also known as a run. So this is one of the definition of slope. Graphically, it can be somewhat like this, that you will have a run, horizontal distance, and vertical distance as rise. So this is actually this thing is actually slope. The angle here, let's say it is phi. This is all known as angle of slope, while the slope, this thing, this inclination of this line, this slope is represented by tangent of phi. Mathematically speaking, you can define slope as following. Slope is defined as the magnitude of the first derivative of the surface function the magnitude of the first derivative of the surface function. So it can be written as s is equal to square root of, let's say you represent the function of a surface by f. So if you take partial derivative of f with respect to x, this will represent the slope in x direction, and if you take partial derivative of f with respect to y, this will represent the slope in y direction, while the resultant slope will be represented by this equation. Because these two are vector, rectangular component of vector, so the resultant vector will be like this. So where we determine slope from, this formula is quite simple, and you may have used it. We are using this in engineering, but in GIS, how we measure slope? We measure slope in GIS from raster surface, and slope is measure of steepness. Slope measures steepness. It measures the at each cell of raster, cell of a raster surface. So slope is the measure of steepness at each cell of a raster surface. Now let's talk about application. Why we measure slope, application of slope. Slope has numerous application. We measure slope in hydrology, conservation, of some site, some location, site planning, infrastructural development, road construction, and watershed analysis. It is also used in vegetation and soil resources.